Hi everyone. In the golden age of sailing, one ship stood above the rest, both in ambition and in sheer size. Launched in 1853, the Great Republic was the largest wooden ship ever built, a testament to American shipbuilding ingenuity. Designed and constructed by the legendary Donald McKay, she was intended for the booming Australian trade. With her sleek hull and towering masts, she was built for speed and grandeur, setting a new standard for clipper ships of her time. However, fate had other plans. Just as she was preparing for her maiden voyage from New York, disaster struck. A devastating fire engulfed the vessel, forcing desperate efforts to save her. She was scuttled to preserve what remained, but the damage was extensive. McKay, heartbroken, abandoned the wreck to his insurers, who then sold it to new owners. Rebuilt with 3 decks instead of the original 4, the Great Republic embarked on a different course. No longer bound for Australia, she instead plied the transatlantic and California routes, even serving under contract to the French government during the Crimean War. Despite her altered design, she remained a formidable ship, though her immense size often proved a challenge in many ports. To unload, she frequently required lighters to ferry cargo before she could enter locked basins. Yet, even in her modified form, the Great Republic remained true to McKay's vision. She did make the fast passages expected of her by McKay, so vindicating the design concept. Designed by naval architect and shipbuilder Donald McKay as a 4-deck, 4-masted medium clipper bark, Great Republic, at 4,555 tons registry, was intended to be the most profitable wooden sailing ship ever to ply the Australian gold rush and Southern Oceans merchant trade. Her immense size and advanced design reflected McKay's ambition to push the limits of clipper ship performance. Building the Great Republic required an unprecedented amount of materials. She consumed 1,500,000 feet of pine, 2,056 tons of white oak, 336.5 tons of iron, and 56 tons of copper, about 3 times as much pine as was typically required for a large clipper ship. A comprehensive description of the vessel was later preserved in the Essex Institute Historical Collections, Volume 63, published in 1927. The ship's launch was originally planned for September 4, 1853, coinciding with McKay's birthday, but was postponed to October 4 due to delays in timber supplies. The significance of the event was so great that the city of Boston declared it a public holiday. Between 30,000 and 50,000 spectators gathered to witness the historic moment, including Ferdinand Leys of the renowned Flying P Line of Hamburg. The ship was christened by Captain Alden Gifford using a bottle of pure culturate water, a symbolic nod to Boston's drinking water supply. Her name, Great Republic, was inspired by a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, reinforcing the patriotic and grand aspirations behind her creation. After her outfitting was complete, Great Republic set sail in ballast from Boston to New York, where, in December 1853, she was prepared to take on her first commercial cargo. The largest wooden sailing ship of her time was finally ready to prove her worth on the open seas. However, fate had other plans. Just as she was preparing for her maiden voyage from New York, disaster struck. A devastating fire engulfed the vessel, forcing desperate efforts to save her. She was scuttled to preserve what remained, but the damage was extensive. McKay, heartbroken, abandoned the wreck to his insurers, who then sold it to new owners. Disaster struck before she could complete her first voyage. On December 26, 1853, a fire broke out in the buildings of the Novelty Baking Company on Front Street, near the piers where Great Republic and several other wooden merchant vessels were moored. The flames spread rapidly, engulfing nearby ships, including the packet ship Joseph Walker and the clippers White Squall, Whirlwind, and Red Rover. As sparks rained down onto the deck of the Great Republic, her crew mustered in a desperate attempt to douse the flames. However, their efforts were in vain. While the first 3 ships were completely destroyed and Red Rover sustained heavy damage, Great Republic burned down to the waterline. To prevent further destruction and salvage what remained, she was scuttled at dawn at the dock. The fire not only devastated the ship but also shattered the dreams of Donald McKay, who reportedly never fully recovered from the tragedy. Declared a total loss, she was bloated by grain that had absorbed water, causing her seams to burst. With McKay compensated by insurance, the sunken hulk was sold by the underwriters to Captain Nathaniel Palmer, acting on behalf of A. Lowe and Bro. Under new ownership, the Great Republic was salvaged and rebuilt as a 3-deck vessel with reduced masts. Though no longer the towering 4-deck giant McKay had envisioned, she remained a formidable and elegant vessel, proving that even in the face of destruction, a great ship could rise again. Even after being rebuilt, Great Republic remained the largest clipper ship in the world, now at 3,357 tons registry. Under the command of Captain Joseph Limburner, she returned to merchant service on February 24, 1855. Her maiden voyage in this new phase of her career was a testament to her enduring speed. She reached Liverpool in just 13 days. During her years of active service, Great Republic took on a variety of roles. She was chartered by the French government to transport munitions and troops during the Crimean War. Afterward, she transitioned into general cargo and guano trades, navigating some of the most challenging sea routes of the time. 2 years later, in 1864, Captain Limburner retired, and her registry was moved to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. By 1869, she had changed ownership again, this time being sold to the Merchants Trading Company of Liverpool and renamed Denmark. Despite these transitions, Great Republic continued to operate as a respected and well-regarded merchant ship. One of her most legendary feats was her record-setting speed while rounding Cape Horn. Under optimal wind conditions, Great Republic reached an astounding speed of 17 knots, covering an impressive 413 nautical miles in a single day. This feat made her one of the fastest sailing vessels of her time, frequently outpacing even the fastest merchant steamers on Mediterranean routes. Her remarkable career came to an abrupt end on March 5, 1872, when she encountered a violent hurricane off Bermuda. The relentless storm caused her to leak badly, and she was ultimately abandoned at sea. Despite her tragic end, Great Republic had spent 19 years proving the brilliance of McKay's design. While Great Republic was the largest wooden sailing ship ever built, she was not the longest. Measuring 400 feet overall, she held the title for sheer size and tonnage but was later surpassed in length by the 6-masted schooner Wyoming. Built in 1909 at the Percy and Small Shipyard in Bath, Maine, Wyoming stretched 334 feet on deck but reached an impressive 450 feet in overall length when including her 86-foot jibboom and extended spanker boom. Despite this, Great Republic remained one of the most ambitious wooden ship designs in maritime history. Thanks for watching.